The Long Dark is one of the most brutal survival games ever made.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I want you to imagine losing 3 fingers to frostbite, having intestinal parasites eating you alive, all while facing off with a cougar with nothing but a bow and arrow. That's exactly where I was right here. You might be wondering how I ended up in that situation. The short answer? Bad decisions. The long answer? Well, for that, we need to go back to the very beginning. Back to when I had just one simple goal: survive. It all started in a place called Hushed River Valley. Or, a more accurate name would probably be Hell. But since I didn't know that yet, I moved in to try to get my first look at this place. Oh, there's already a wolf right there. I'm gonna be honest, this was not what I was hoping to see right away. So, I decided to move the other way, hoping to not become a snack for the local wildlife. You know, not yet at least. Not really sure where to go. I just started looking for some shelter. Luckily, it didn't take long at all before I spot this cave. Okay. Is there a bear in here? I would say like 50-50. Let's grab a rock. Maybe if there's a bear, we can throw a rock at its head and it will eat us a little bit faster and we won't feel as much pain. I found myself in a massive ice cave system. In here, it was dark, eerie, and honestly, still kind of cold. But I thought I would have a good chance at finding some supplies in here, and if I was lucky, maybe even some coal. So I pushed further in to look. After a while, I didn't find any coal, but what I did find was myself completely lost. Yeah, it was pretty dark, and there were a lot more random paths than I expected. I had a flare I could have popped open for some light, but I wanted to save it. I didn't know how many of these I would be able to find, and right now, this was my only way of fending off wolves. So instead, I continued walking in the dark, finding absolutely nothing. I aimlessly bumped into walls for a while until I finally spot an exit. Back outside wasn't much better. I was just as lost out here as I was in the cave. When I would think I had a plan, I would immediately run into something like this. It requires hatchet. Okay, I guess I'm not going that way. Climb back down, we gotta find another way. All these dead ends were good for someone like me. You know, since I've always just been the absolute worst with directions, I'm sure navigating this place won't be a problem. Yeah, no. I'm telling you right now, it's a problem. I thought about heading back into the ice cave, because it was cold outside, but I also knew that I had no food. I was worried that if I got lost in there again, I could get stuck for a long time and end up starving. Not wanting that to happen, I decided to keep following this path outside instead. This ended up leading me to the Hushed River itself. It's a branch. The branch just scared me to death. I tried to harvest this, but since it was frozen solid and I had absolutely no tools, except of course my 10 precious fingers, I wasn't able to grab any of it. So I started grabbing these cattails instead. I gathered as many as I could until the sun started to set, and I stumbled into this cave. It was great timing. Oh, look, it's one of these already. I love these things. It makes me look like a turtle. Look how good I look in one of these. And you can put that on top. I look so good already. This is my favorite item in the entire world. I'll be honest, I don't even know if it's that good, but frankly, I do not care. I wear this thing the entire time. Anyways, I set up camp here and took a quick look outside to gather any more cattails. While doing this, I noticed a climbing rope at the end of the river. This opened a new path for me to explore, and I wanted to climb it in the morning. In the meantime, I boiled some water, munched on a few cattails, and slept. Early the next morning, I moved out to make my way to the climbing rope like I had planned. Might as well get an early start to the day. It's pretty light out here anyways. Oh. By the time I made it up the rope, I was already freezing. So when I saw a new cave entrance, I decided to try my luck in there instead. I had made some torches last night, so this time I could actually see what was going on in here. This made it so much easier to search, and I was finally starting to find stuff. This cave was huge, but eventually I stumbled into this guy's campsite, which had a bunch of new gear for me to, borrow. Cooked rabbit, we're just gonna eat that. Was that rancid? I should have checked. Please don't get me sick. Oh, that could have been bad. That could have been so bad. We got a cooking pot. Look at this. It's beautiful. I love these things. A snare. All right. Torch is out. That's okay. We got a new one. Tell me you have some good stuff. You got a chocolate bar. You got some Summit soda. Okay, what do you got on you? Clothes? Yes! Dude was prepared. Look at this beautiful thing. Finally, with all this new stuff, I knew it would be light out by now, and I was ready to get out of the caves. I wanted to find better shelter and see what this region was all about. So after finding another exit, I began to explore outside. This was good. It went good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Just go. Just go. Just go. Whatever you do, don't stop. Just get away from the bear. Okay. Ooh, close call. You know what? Let's cross this. It is so windy. Be careful. Just watch your footing. Don't slip on the ice. There we go. Okay, we're okay. Just a little bit lost, a little bit cold, but okay, we gotta find shelter. Come on now. Don't tell me it's a storm. What a bad time for a blizzard. That is a cliff. Okay, we're going back to that cave. What else can I do? Just go. I don't know where. I don't know where. Just run. Just go. Just go. Get in the cave. Okay. Woo. This is a bad second day. Okay. Wow. Yeah, back here frozen already. Apparently Hushed River Valley was an impossible maze with really bad weather. Good to know. At least I was safe in the caves. It sounds like there's a wolf in here. If there's a wolf in here, I'm gonna be so mad. Hopefully there's not. Coal is great. Yes, okay. We need as many flares as we can get. Wolf Defense 101. Use flares and throw them at their face. That's gonna be good. Let's see if we can find any more stuff. I mean, this is like... Ah, there is a wolf in here! You have to be kidding me with that. You gotta be kidding me. I was sleeping in here, thinking I was safe, and there's an entire wolf in here. I'm out of here. It's nighttime though. What do I do? I'm not safe in here. I thought I was safe in here, but I'm not. This wolf and me, look how terrifying you are. Ah! It still attacked me! It still attacked me! It's stupid. Look at that stupid wolf. Look at that stupid wolf. I can't see. I can't see. You know what? We're lighting this. Look at it. Look at it. It tried to bite my face off. We're alone in a cave. Okay, you know what? What do I do? It's the middle of the night. What do I do? It's stuck on my torch that I threw at it. I don't want to get too close and get attacked again. I mean, okay. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I want to go that way. Should I try to go around it? Like, is it gonna... Excuse me. Don't... Okay, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I guess I wasn't as safe as I thought. The only shelter I could find around here was apparently everyone else's home too. That's good. I wanted to harvest this wolf, but not wanting to waste my expensive flare I had just used, I explored around first. I found the wolf's dinner over here, so I took that. And then I saw this guy sleeping over here in the corner. He had some useful tools that I was sure I could put to much better use. So I took everything. I ended up exploring until my flare got low, and then I finally harvested the wolf. I took the food back to this campsite I had made earlier near the entrance, and I started doing some cooking. Look at this pile of wolf fat I picked up. It was so gross looking. Hopefully we don't need to eat that later. I was able to cook up the wolf steaks and eat these, but at a cost. Every time I ate meat from predators like wolves, I would get a small chance of getting intestinal parasites. The more I ate, the higher the chance would get. I had never gotten this before, but it seemed like bad news. I would find out later just how right I was about this. But for now, my goal was to eat as little of this as possible to keep my chances low. In the meantime, after getting a bit of rest, there was no more time to wait. I needed to keep exploring. Oh, it's terrible out here. Okay, maybe I could wait just a little bit longer. Once the storm finally passed and I got back out, even with the weather clear like this, it didn't matter. I could not navigate this place. I was hitting dead end after dead end, going in circles. I wandered around freezing until I was almost dead, and I had no choice but to go back into the ice caves to rest. I was starting to worry I may never get out of here. After a while though, I finally found a new exit through the ice caves. This finally led me to a new area I hadn't been before, and I found a massive rope climb. I decided to take it. I was burning through all my supplies. I needed to go anywhere new that I could. It was a long climb down though. This is a big rope. I'm not getting back up, that's for sure. So, hopefully this doesn't go badly. There we go. All right. If there's a bear, if there's wolves. Oh, crap. Not good. Not good. Not good. Just sprint, sprint, sprint. Get distracted by the deer. Maybe I'll get distracted by the deer. Probably not. This is not good. I'm out. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Maybe it fell down the cliff. That would be awesome. I don't know where it went. Do you think it fell? That was the greatest juke of all time. Rock in hand, juking out bears by swinging around a rock. I'm so good. I am so good. I am also freezing and gonna die. So hopefully I can find somewhere to stay. But besides that, I'm so good. I stumble around freezing in this new area with no luck either. My hope was slowly dying. Even down here, the only shelter I could find were the caves. But I still needed to warm up, and now probably wasn't the time to be super picky. So I'm able to just squeeze through these bushes and get inside one. That's when I saw it. The Holy Grail. A hatchet! Yes! This was a total game changer. Remember those blocked paths from earlier? Now I could finally chop through the bush and explore anywhere I wanted. When I set off to find the new paths, I of course didn't make it very far before I had to pop open a flare to deal with this guy. But it wasn't all bad. I saw this frozen guy on this tree, and look what he had on him. Ooh, I got a pie recipe. Okay, let's not die now. Not after finding pie.
Fingers feel numb.
Already freezing. This is good. I really feel like I have a good chance of surviving here, and I'm not gonna die. That's a bear. You gotta be kidding me. The way back got so brutal. I had to wait out this storm, but once it was gone, I finally found my way back to the block paths. I chopped my way into uncharted territory, ready to find the way out of here. I'm telling you, I could not have been more hopeful. But right after getting into the new area, this happened. Feel like I've been down there. I got frostbite. That's great. Frostbite's good. Frostbite. I didn't even know how bad this was until I checked it out that night. Your general condition is permanently reduced? No way. My hand is just like wrecked because I don't have gloves. But how am I supposed to get gloves? How am I supposed to get out of here? Yeah, not a good feeling. My hand had gotten so cold that I had literally lost use of one of my fingers or something like that, and now I could never fix it. To make things worse, I was almost out of food again. I couldn't stick around here and starve. So I set back out trying to find more things to eat. This didn't go too good though. The wolves decided this was the perfect time to start relentlessly hunting me. I had prepared torches for this though, so every time I saw a wolf, I lit a torch and I was able to keep them back. There was an issue with this strategy I wasn't thinking about. But for now, at least I wasn't dinner. Wandering around the cold trying to find food did not work out. There were so many wolves, and then I got too cold again, and look at this. There goes another finger. Things could not stay like this for much longer. I was running out of food. I only had 8 fingers left. Something had to change. So when I saw a rabbit near an entrance to a cave, I knew this might be my chance. If I could warm up and hunt for a while, I might just be able to make it a few more days. Of course, it wasn't that easy. I went to light a fire, and that's when I realized the consequences of my own stupidity. I had been absolutely careless with one of my most valuable resources without even realizing it. Remember those torches I had been using to keep the wolves at bay? Well, they didn't have a lot of condition, so in order to keep them from burning out, I would light them, deal with the wolf, and then immediately put it out to extend its life. By doing this, I had effectively used up all of my matches in a single afternoon. By the time I got this fire lit, I had one left. And after so many days of searching around and finding nothing, I knew my chances of finding more matches was going to be slim to none. I decided that my best bet would be to try to keep this fire going for as long as I could. I had seen some bunnies around the area when I first entered. I planned to hunt them while I gathered firewood. If I could manage to do this for a while, then I would stick around for as long as it kept working. Oh no. Oh, I bounced over it. It bounced over it. Oh, man. Get close. That's it. Okay. There we go. I'm so sorry, little guy. Ooh. You don't know how bad I need this. Your sacrifice is not in vain, I promise. Back in the cave, I was able to harvest this little guy and cook it up. This helped a lot. The only problem, I realized I was going to need a lot more. While I was out trying to gather wood, I remembered I found a snare in the cave a while back, and this was the perfect opportunity to try that out. So, picking what I thought would be the best spot for this to work, I set it up. Then, I went back into the cave to warm up and get some rest, hoping I would wake up to a fresh rabbit catch. Big surprise, but I wasn't so lucky. Still, I couldn't let that get me down. I had to gather firewood while I was still warm enough. On my way back, I spotted this. Yes! Oh, that just might have saved me. I added what I could to the fire to keep it going and ate this rabbit. Although this helped, this was a very fragile system I had going on. I was barely getting enough food, and if I couldn't gather enough wood, I would be in trouble. Still, it was working out, so I didn't want to get too panicked just yet. Yeah, that didn't work out. I woke up to a massive storm and only an hour left of my fire. I needed more fuel quickly. I went out to see if I could find some sticks, but not only did I see my snare was empty once again, I could not find a single stick out here. It was day 7, and every day here in Hushed River Valley felt like a slow march towards the grave. I finally snapped. I had failed to keep this fire going. So, I walked into the cold, dark night with my mind completely made up. I was either going to find a way out of this situation today, or I was going to freeze trying. Whatever came first. With my final match, I started my long trek to who knows where. I tried to gather cattails when I saw them, but apparently the locals didn't appreciate that very much. That's not good. That's a bear. Just run. Oh, please outrun the bear. Please go. Escaping, I was completely lost. And I guess the universe wanted to make sure it stayed that way, because this blew back in. This is brutal. The storm was intense. I couldn't see anything anymore. So I came up with a very simple strategy in the old noggin, you know? More frostbite. I made sure to walk right next to the side of the mountain here, so I could use it as a guide. I wanted to make sure I didn't get turned around and accidentally walk in circles, because I had a really bad habit of doing that. Then, the most brutal hike of a lifetime started. I could be walking off a cliff here. I wouldn't even know. I just kept pushing through, hoping to find anything that could get me out of this mess. Eventually, though, things were really starting to feel hopeless. This is not looking good. Not at all. I was close to death. I was knocking on heaven's door. What am I saying? Stop, this is serious. I was starving, exhausted, and freezing. I really didn't have much time left. I knew this was probably the moment where I would finally fade into the long dark. But just as I was accepting my fate, the storm started to clear up. No way. The blizzard just lets up just a little bit, huh? With visibility finally increasing for the first time, I noticed this in the distance. There's a cave. Okay, let's just get in that cave and go to sleep. This is literally my only hope. When I got there, I discovered this wasn't just any cave. It was a cave out of Hushed River Valley. Somehow, my absolutely idiotic strategy of walking blindly in a blizzard actually worked. Of course, it did cost me another finger, and I still had to find a way to survive the night. But at least I had a chance. I started looking for a hot spot anywhere in this cave. I needed to be able to sleep without lighting a fire. Here was the problem. Inside the cave, I was safe from the weather, but I was still starving. And now, I was officially out of cattails. There was another option, however. Okay, see, I had been carrying around this animal fat with me for some reason I can't really explain this entire time. It was a risk, but if I could get it down, and keep it down, then it would give me a few more calories and I could rest and heal. Not really seeing another option, I went for it. Okay, let's do this. Please don't make me sick. Eating this raw item could make you sick. I need it. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. I'm sure I'll be fine, though.
I just want to die.
Okay, maybe not. I went to sleep convinced that I would die. But to my surprise, I actually woke up. I started looking for anything I had on me that could help. I was still in terrible shape, but I was alive. Barely. Any mishap and that would quickly change. Still, what could I do? Stay here and starve? No. I had no choice but to head out. What I found when I got out of the cave was probably the best news possible. I was now in Mountain Town. I, of course, was immediately attacked by this guy. Okay, final match is gone. You know what? Saving that match probably just saved my life after all. Soon, I found myself on a road, and that meant cars full of loot. This was going to be very useful. But I wasn't out of the woods yet. Well, I guess I was, since I was on a road now. But that's not what I mean. I was still in danger, okay? I found food and some useful gear. But unfortunately, I had some other deadly issues going on. I was becoming exhausted extremely quickly because of the food poisoning, and I was freezing again. If I couldn't find somewhere to warm up and sleep quickly, I wouldn't make it much longer. I ended up on a bridge full of abandoned cars. Right away, I moved in to search a few for supplies. That's bad. That's literally a bear. Matches. There's no way. Okay, so bad timing. Bad timing for that guy. What do? I gotta go. This is terrible timing. I gotta go find somewhere to light a fire. This is really bad. Okay, I can't believe we have matches. I gotta get just a little bit further away. And then we're gonna, I don't know if I can sprint right now, so I gotta wait for it to go. Terrible timing. Okay, we gotta go. Wrong way. I can't sprint. You gotta be kidding me. Just one car at a time. Wait, it's not coming. Okay, we gotta go. Yeah! Oh! Oh!
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh! Oh! Oh, this is bad. Come on. Come on. Please. 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 It's gotta happen. Please. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you're kidding me. It's gotta happen. Please. You gotta do it. You've gotta get this fire. I've gotta get this fire lit. I have to get it lit. Please light the fire. Please light. Please light. Please.
Fire's life out here.
Please. Please survive. Please survive. Please. No way. No way. Sleep. 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 Get some health. There's actually no way I'm alive right now. Hold on. Sleep one more hour. Just sleep what you can. Sleep what you can. There's no way I'm alive right now. I thought for sure that was it. Somehow, I was still alive. I had managed to heal my food poisoning, and even though I was only hanging on by a thread, the mountain town region was a good thread to be hanging on to. I was able to get back on the road and use that as a guide. This made exploring way easier. It didn't take long before a wolf started chasing me, but this actually worked out for the best because it led me to this. My first real indoor shelter. 4 walls, a roof, a door. It doesn't get nicer than this. It was nice and warm inside, and for the first time in a long time, I actually felt safe. I used my time here to melt some water, prepare some food, and just rest. It took a full day recovering, but eventually I was fully healed. Oh, except of course my frostbite-riddled fingers. Those are just gone forever. But other than that, I was in as good of shape as I could be, and it was a massive improvement from what I had just been through. I knew there was a town somewhere in this region. If I could make it there, it would no doubt have tons of loot for the taking. Maybe even some gloves, which would help stop me from losing any more fingers, which would probably be for the best. So I continued down the road, hopeful it would lead me there. I continued for a while until I saw this in the distance. What is that? Is that a wolf? There's a stupid wolf. I don't have time. I don't have time, bozo. Sprinting at me. Where is it? Okay, so see, it's guarding the bridge. I hate you so much. Yeah, you know what? I gotta keep moving. Yeah, that's right. Be scared. I can growl back, moron. What an idiot. After getting past the guardian of the bridge, I had finally made it to the town. I was not about to leave anything here behind. I got right to work looting this place. I searched every single building and car. This place was an absolute goldmine. I was finding all sorts of useful stuff. And eventually, I finally found these. This is what I've been looking for this entire time. Look, decent fleece mittens. It just completes the outfit. All right, that's much better. Oh, look how nice it is out here now. Wow, I'd love to see that. Look at this. Clear, beautiful day. It's so rare that I have that. And we're gonna go right back inside. After grabbing absolutely everything I could find around here, I was getting insanely weighed down, obviously. So I decided to make a little temporary supply depot, and I dumped everything I had found in this random house. It was good. Man, I think I got most of this. Definitely searched that one and those two, and these are unsearchable. Ah, stupid bunny. Soon, I was confident I had searched everything in the town, so I made my way further down the path and stumbled into an old farmhouse. While searching around the property, I found a workbench, some carrots and potatoes, and a key inside a tractor. I used this to unlock the door to the house, and after one look inside, I decided this was going to be my base for a while. It looked like a great spot to start upgrading my gear. So I got to work transferring all the stuff from my little supply depot in that random house to the farmhouse. It took a few trips, but eventually I got it all back. With an entire town's worth of gear here, nothing was gonna stop me now. Oh no! I'm not sure what was going on with this, but I was getting so unlucky. Oh well, it was fine. I used the downtime to start organizing all of the gear I had just thrown on the floor, and I cleaned my new base. I ended up spending the entire next day doing this. I moved stuff around, I set things up on tables, I even laid out these animal hides on the floor so they could cure. I wanted to be able to keep track of everything really easily, and honestly, I was very happy with this. I thought it was looking great. Eventually, as it got dark, I lit a fire in the absolutely massive oven in the kitchen. I had collected quite a few pots and pans from this town, so utilizing all of the burners on this beast wasn't going to be a problem. While I waited for all this water to boil, I sat down next to the fire and did a bit of reading. Honestly, being able to slow down and spend a day safe inside like this was such a nice change of pace. But I knew I couldn't do this every day. I had to get back out and figure out what I was working with here. The first thing I checked out was the crafting bench I noticed earlier. It was inside this open outbuilding that didn't offer any protection. So I figured if I wanted to be able to craft, without turning into an icicle, I was gonna need to get firewood to utilize this fire barrel. There was a silver lining to this though. If the bench was inside, the amount of hours it takes to craft things would definitely give me cabin fever. But since it was out here, as long as I didn't freeze, I could craft for as long as I wanted. On the other side of the property, the wolves seemed far enough away not to notice me, and I saw a bunch of rabbits running around. This was the perfect opportunity to try to catch dinner and get another rabbit pelt curing. By the time I finally got one, it was starting to get really late, so I went in to harvest my catch. That night I tried out some cooking. I had gotten a bunch of ingredients in the town, and there was lots of new stuff to try. I absolutely loved it. I continued surveying my property, which eventually led me to a small river just outside the farm. There was a ravaged deer carcass on the ice. At this point, the only weapons I had were literal rocks, which obviously weren't going to be able to take down a deer anytime soon. So finding them like this was the only way I would be able to harvest them. This could work, but the problem was I didn't know how often I would be able to find them like this, and I really wanted their hides. Their hides were required for crafting the new clothes I wanted, and they also took forever to cure. So the sooner I would be able to get my hands on some and lay them inside to dry, the better. This made me realize before I could actually bunker down at the farmhouse to upgrade my stuff, I needed a real weapon, one that I could hunt with. I hadn't managed to find one in the town, but that didn't mean there wasn't one somewhere else in the region. It just meant I needed to go explore further. So I set off into the cold to do exactly that. I headed back through the town until I spotted a gas station in the distance. I walked over to explore it.
Ah! Okay, crap. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Fight, fight, fight. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. The door was locked. Come on, get inside. Just get inside. Get inside. Get inside. Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, love being attacked by wolves.
Once I finally made it inside, I got searching. There were lots of items in here. I took my time to make sure I didn't miss anything useful.
There we go. Yes, I needed one of these. That's what I'm talking about. What else? What else? Anything?
There were a few more trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing, but no weapons, which was the whole reason I had come out here. Still, I was able to rest up and continue on early the next morning. I knew there was a campground somewhere around here, and that seemed like a good place to look next.
Alright, wolves already. It's good. Wolves everywhere. Hi. Okay, what's this? Oh, we're already here. If there's not a revolver in here, I'm gonna cry. Quit chasing me, I have a flare.
Once I reached this little shack, I started searching it. It did not take long before I finally found this.
See, that's what I'm talking about right here. And ammo. That's what I'm talking about.
Just what I need.
That is just what I need. Those wolves are gonna regret messing with me. Alright, well, this was good. Definitely worth it.
I survived another night.
Ah! Holy crap! Holy crap! What are you doing here? What are you standing right in front of me? That's so bad. What was it doing there?
That wolf did so much damage. I tried to bandage and mend my wounds as much as I could, and then desperately tried to hurry back to the gas station.
Where am I? Oh my goodness. I didn't hit that wolf one time. I just started shooting randomly because I didn't know where it was. Okay, you know what? I'm freezing. I gotta stay in the garage. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's okay. Warm up in the garage. Don't die.
With my health low, I did get a bit of rest, but I wasn't very tired because it hadn't been that long since I had just slept. Not wanting to waste the entire day and burn through all my food, I decided to brave the journey home.
Let's go. What else do I do? I cannot wait around here. I guess I could, but I don't want to.
It was a terrifying trip back to the farm, but I was able to make it back in one piece. Now that I was back, I wanted to get serious about hunting and getting all the pelts I needed. I started with the smallest ones first, the little bunny rabbits. I didn't want to waste my bullets on these guys, and I was a terrible aim with the rocks, so I figured my best option would be to give snares another try. I crafted a few and went to set them up. The last time I tried one of these, I failed miserably at catching anything, so this time I tried to place the trap right where I knew the rabbits liked to hang out. And then I watched.
Oh my goodness. It's bested me. You know what? Let's just do this the old-fashioned way. This is gonna be dinner. Oh, no way I missed that. You're so lucky. You're so lucky I want to say bullets.
See, I'm telling you, with aim like this, I really had no choice but to put my faith in the snares.
Oh my goodness. I absolutely suck!
That night, I made some fishing tackle to repair my clothes, since they were basically rags now after being chewed on by the wolves. But I discovered I didn't actually have as much cloth as I thought. This could have been an issue, but not here. I was right next to an entire town full of curtains. So the next day, I began making my way over to collect some. And that is when I saw something truly amazing.
Oh! We got one!
I had finally caught my first rabbit with a snare. A wolf tried to ruin the moment, but that's okay. I didn't let it. Knowing these snares were working was just such good news. I dropped this rabbit off at the house, practically skipped down to the town, and spent the entire day ripping apart people's curtains. It was great. I even found some more ammo I had missed. Once I thought I had enough cloth, I made my way back to the farmhouse.
Oh, we got another one. Oh, these are so good.
Yep, it's official. I was a trapping god. With the snares in full working order and tons of material laying around, I was starting to absolutely thrive. And soon I had cured enough rabbit hides for me to craft my first new item, a rabbit hat. I marched outside to check my snares one more time before I started crafting my new hat, and look at this. A wolf started barking at me and chased me all the way in here.
Can it come in? Yes, it can. Oh, okay.
This was fine. I needed the wolf's hide anyway, so this was actually kind of a good thing. But when I went back out to try again,
Seriously?
I got stalked again. It also chased me all the way back in here.
I missed, I think.
Whatever. But oh no, we weren't done. For a third time, I tried to craft in here. A wolf attacked me again. What is going on? I didn't feel safe crafting in here anymore. I didn't really have a choice though, so you know what? Eventually, I lit the fire and I was able to do what I set out to do. I crafted my new hat.
Oh, that looks so good. Looks so good. Okay, now we need the gloves, which are even faster to make, actually.
I had a really good setup here. I had so much food, lots of materials, and my gear was getting better every day. Things were going really well. So naturally, as you do, I went and did this.
Wow, I almost completely ended myself trying to get these mittens done, but I did get them done. Wow. Looks good. Look at my condition.
Yeah, wow. I had just survived 3 wolf attacks, but I guess nothing can save me from my own stupidity. I spent the next little while inside healing up, and you know, I think it's safe to say I was starting to get a little too comfortable. I was getting distracted by things that, if we're honest, in hindsight, probably didn't matter too much.
Oh man, I forgot how good this thing is. Look at this. I can see the entire universe right now. Okay, don't waste all the fuel. This thing's great. This is not the right cabinet. Here we go. I just wanted to put my potato away so I don't carry it around for the rest of my life. There we go.
Honestly, I was spending most of my time at the oven cooking. I was loving it, but if we're being honest, I was starting to stall. It wasn't until I went back outside to make some more fishing tackle that I discovered I had a new neighbor.
Make some more fishing tackle, so... What is this? It's a cutscene! Oh my goodness. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Look at this thing. The cougar has him. I'm dead. So, where the heck does that thing live? Well, no, I'm scared to do anything. No, okay, I'm going back inside. No, you know, I gotta just make the string. If it's right there, I'm done. That is so terrifying.
Yeah, knowing that was out there was a real kick in the pants. I knew it was time to get serious again. I tried to up my game by finally crafting a bow and arrow, but I discovered I needed a forge to make arrowheads. All I could make here were these fire-hardened arrows. I went ahead and made the pointy little sticks, but they would only be effective against really small game, like bunnies. To make up for my disappointment about the arrows though, I also crafted some crampons. These made me feel a little bit better.
I love those so much. Look how cool I look. If a cougar attacks me, I'm just gonna kick it in the face.
With my new spiky shoes, I went out to try my new bow.
Let's go up here. I haven't been up here yet. Also, I should be mapping, right?
And I discovered this.
There we go. What the heck was that? That's right next to me! Oh, I'm so dead. I'm so beyond scared. I just want to see what's back here. Oh, look at those things! Look at this thing. Oh, they didn't even fly away. They didn't even fly away. That's so good. No, there it goes. Okay. This one's... That was the worst shot in the universe. I'm wasting all my arrows. These are... I shot the same one twice. I am so sorry, buddy. Look at this. I gotta go find my arrow, which I shot a million. Where did it go? That's bad. Did you hear that? No way. That's a cougar. I should just go inside. That's definitely a cougar, but I want my arrow back. I shot it from there. Should have... There's a wolf out there. It should have landed somewhere over here. Oh, crap. No way. No way. No way. I'm hearing everything. I'm done. I don't care about the arrow. I don't care about the arrow. Okay, the wolf scared me, but it was the fact that I was hearing a wolf and the cougar. There was a bunny in my snare that I wanted to get, but I'll get it later. Okay, you know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Look at this thing. I'm so scared right now.
After recomposing myself, I went back out there, and I actually saw it.
I gotta get out of here. That's literally the cougar. Right there. In those trees. That's the cougar. Yeah, okay, screw that.
Seeing this really made me realize just how weak I really was. I was living just across the field from certain death, and I didn't even have anything to defend myself with. If it decided to attack, I was a goner.
Okay, hey buddy.
You know what else? I had no cleaning kits, no whetstones. I didn't have anything to fix my tools with when they broke, and they were starting to get pretty worn out. I realized I probably needed to think about moving on. Before I did this, however, I wanted to craft some deer pants and a wolf coat because I was so close. I just needed to let my wolf pelts finish curing, and I just needed one more deer hide to cure, and I would have everything I needed. So the next day when I went outside and there were deer everywhere, it was the perfect chance to get this done. This is why I had gone out to get the revolver in the first place, and it was time to put it to use. This proved to be a bit of a challenge.
Alright, I hit it, but I don't know if I hit it well enough. We're gonna track it a little bit. Wait, if that wolf hunts that deer, that's even better, because then I can just shoot the wolf. Okay, do it. You're running away. You're running towards me. You're bringing the wolf to me. Don't do that. Ooh. How was that not a well-placed shot? Maybe it was just a big deer. Please go down. Stay here, deer. Ugh. Shoot. It's so far. It's right into the cougar territory. What are you doing? Do you not see me? Oh. Okay. Well, that's good. That's what I'm talking about. You see that? That's fantastic.
This was the last hide I needed. So after bringing it back,
Nice.
all I had to do was wait for it to cure. While I waited, I got busy. I started collecting any hides that were still laying around outside, and even stole a deer from a wolf. It was great.
All right. That's about to be mine. Oh. Okay. That's great. It ran away. I don't know why.
Then I'm able to find some more ptarmigan, which I hunted.
How did that miss? I genuinely... There we go. That's right next to me. No way! No way! No way! No way! Okay, that's okay. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Did I drop anything? No. Get on the porch. Get on the porch. Okay. Okay. We're okay. You know what? We're okay. Sprained wrist. Heal up. That could have been a lot worse. What am I doing? Put that away. What am I doing? Stop!
I spent a bunch of time cooking up new dishes on my beloved oven. I masterfully repaired my gear. And after all of this, I checked my hides. Yeah, it had only been like 2 days. They weren't even halfway done. Yep, that was enough waiting around for me. I decided my time would be better spent going on a bit of an expedition, and I knew exactly where I wanted to go. At some point while I was here, I noticed a climbing rope that I've been wanting to check out, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity, so I made my way over there.
Whoa, that's really far down. That is so much further than I thought. Is there anything worth exploring out there? I don't even see anything. There's a car down there. Wow, that sucks, whoever crashed down there. This might be a mistake, honestly. Oh well.
It took a ton of climbing, but I made it to the bottom. Right away, this place was infested with wolves.
What's up? It'll get scared of us. Hey! Whoa! Hey, maybe not. That's what I thought, idiot.
Not finding anything useful here, I pushed further. It was a good thing that I had these torches because the amount of wolves around here was just outrageous.
That's what I thought. Be scared of the fire. This isn't good.
Seriously, they were around every corner. I knew I needed to find some sort of shelter before one of these guys attacked me, and I ended up in a bad spot. So I kept moving. You know, besides the endless wolves, this area itself was actually pretty cool. There was even this little birch forest full of bunnies, and there were tons of cattails around. Then, I finally spotted a broken down shack in the distance. Knowing this might be my only chance at any roof over my head at all tonight, I made my way over. But even here, the wolves were out of control. Leave.
What? That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
I was barely hurt, but I was so overwhelmed by all the wolves that I just decided to light a little fire in this crappy half shack shelter thing. I made some rosehip tea to pass the time, and look at this, cooking level 4. I was now an expert. I guess all that cooking at the farmhouse was finally paying off. Once I was warm, I tried my luck and began exploring again. I walked on the lake for a bit until I found this little area that led me to a new region, one called Forlorn Muskeg. I had no idea what was out there, but the second I saw this place, I knew this is exactly where I would go once my pelts were done curing. For now, I kept exploring the lake. It was going well. Oh, except for the fact that I was finding nothing.
I think I've gone in a big circle. Whoa, no! 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 Ugh. Terrible news. Stupid wolves! Oh, jeez, that scared me to death. That wolf popped up out of nowhere.
Wanting to heal up, I hobbled back towards the shelter, grabbing anything I found on the way. I was able to rest here, and then I made one last-ditch effort to see if I could find anything else while I was down here. But, like always, the wolves made it really hard to look.
Woo! Alright. That's good.
So, I ran around a little while longer until a wolf ended up chasing me all the way up this rock. See, I was trying to save ammo, but at some point enough is enough, you know? So, I collected whatever else I could find.
Oh, look at this guy. Got a candy bar. What you got? Ooh. Too bad I don't have a rifle. Well, that would be nice.
But ultimately, I couldn't stay around here too much longer. I had a big climb ahead of me and I needed to get back before I got too tired. I made it back to the rope no problem, and I'm able to eat one of these pies I had made to increase my carry weight, and I'm able to make it back up, but freaking barely.
Oh, that was not worth it.
Luckily, now that I was up here, I was able to make it over the hill and make it back.
There it is. Oh, home sweet home.
After resting up, I made my way to the living room, and finally my wolf hides were cured, and my deer hide just needed one more day, which was perfect, since the wolf coat takes about a day to make. So I wasted no time. I grabbed what I needed and got right to work. This is exactly what I had been preparing for. I had been gathering wood so when it got cold, I could light a fire in the fire barrel and just get this done. It was going great. I even worked through auroras when I could, even though they absolutely freaked me out. I mean, just look at this. Beautiful, but terrifying.
Look how cool that looks.
After a while, the jacket was done.
New wolfskin coat. Perfect.
Next, I wasted no time and got started on the deer pants as well.
It's so stupid when I do that. Don't do that. Put the gun away.
And in no time at all, the pants were done as well. This had me feeling unstoppable. So I decided now would be a good time to get a closer look at the cougar.
Whoa, that thing is massive. What's that next to it? Is that a deer? I mean, it's literally giant. Oh, jeez. Oh. No, sorry. Is it walking at me? No. Dude, just eat your bunny. No one cares about you. Eat your bunny. I'm looking at the cougar. That's coming this way. That's coming this way. That's coming this way.
Yeah, normally I don't have very much common sense, but something told me this was a bad idea with my fire-hardened arrows and revolver. So I quickly ran away before it got too much closer.
Yep, okay. Yeah, wolves are running away. I'm running away. That's not good.
Luckily, I'm able to make it back without any issue, and I'm able to use my ptarmigan feathers to make this insulation. Nice. In the morning, I went outside, and just look at this view.
Just absolutely beautiful. What's that sound? Sounds like birds to me. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
You know how I had a good idea yesterday and I left the cougar alone? You know it would have also been a good idea? Leaving the wolf alone. You know what I didn't do? Leave it alone. I proceed to miss all of my shots and get bitten. It's just so great. I loved every minute of this. What? Anyways, enough of this. I headed in and healed up. Then I organized my base one last time, put everything away for long-term storage, taking everything I thought was essential. Then it was time to go. I needed to find better weapons and more tools. This base had been awesome, but I was also super excited to get out and do some more exploring, especially now that I had better clothes.
Forlorn Muskeg, here we come.
Eating everything I could get down before leaving and taking one last look at this place, it had been a great base. But it was time to move on. So that's exactly what I did. The journey started out great. For about 5 seconds before this happened.
Why am I terrible? I'm so terrible at this. I'm so terrible. I'm so terrible. Come on, get off me. That's just so embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Like, do I go back and heal? No. No. It's like, use this. Stop embarrassing myself. Whatever. You know what? Let's keep going.
Yeah, great start. You know what though? From here, it went a bit better. I'm able to get down, make my way across the lake, and get to the new region. Here, I was able to climb down and I found myself in an area called Marsh Ridge. I began exploring what I could. I found this campsite, which had a few good items. After exploring a bit, I discovered I was stuck on this little plateau area, and I would need to find a way off. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do this now because the wind was picking up and I could tell a storm was brewing. Luckily though, I hadn't gone too far from the campsite and I was able to take cover there. It was a good thing I had made these new clothes because with these, I was able to stay warm and wait out the storm. The next morning, I started looking for a way further into the region. I made it to a climbing rope spot that could get me down, but it was missing something pretty essential: the rope. I knew I had some back at the farmhouse, but I really didn't feel like traveling all the way back there. So I started looking for other ways. I got on this rock to give me a better view of the area, and I spot a cave in the distance. I didn't know if this would be any help, but it was really my only option, so I moved to check it out. Oh my goodness, look at that thing. I wish I could hunt it so bad. See, this is why I wanted better weapons. Without a rifle or real arrows, I was just out of luck. I knew my revolver wouldn't work, and I didn't even have enough ammo to try, so I let it be. But I want you to know that this was very hard for me to do. This was a way bigger cave than I expected. Realizing it likely had other exits just like the ice cave, this might just be my best chance at finding another way down from this ridge. So I continued on further in. I made sure to use spray paint while navigating through here so I wouldn't get lost, and I collected all the coal I could find. I even stumbled into this rope right at the exit, which was exactly what I needed. Still, I wanted to see where this led, so I made my way out. I'm not gonna lie, I still had no idea where I was, but I saw a big red tower in the distance, so I made my way over there. It was beautiful up here. I was able to clearly see I was still on top of the mountain though. There was probably ways I could have gotten down from here, but since it was getting dark and I didn't want to haul this super heavy rope around anymore, I chose to go back through the cave, rest up, and deploy the rope the next morning. With this, I was finally able to get down, and I started looking around.
That is a person. Okay, that's good. Revolver ammunition. Let's go. Another book. Okay, wait. Fantastic news. Thank you for your donation, whoever you were. Sorry that you ended up like this. Okay, well, I gotta go though. But as long as that doesn't happen to us, we're probably gonna be okay.
I saw a train in the distance, so I went over there next. I didn't find much here, but following the railroad led me to an entrance to yet another region. I decided to take it. Broken railroad.
Here's the thing, you see these power lines? I think I just follow these. Now, I could go the other way and stay in Forlorn Muskeg. I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to go this way. Why not?
I ended up at a landslide which blocked my path. I looked for a way around for about 10 seconds, but not finding one, I realized if I can't get around, I should just go over it. So I climbed up and somehow this actually worked. I made it to the other side and was able to keep following the tracks, which actually went pretty smoothly, besides the occasional wolf.
Alright, first wolf we've encountered. That's fine. We're gonna shoot it. Alright, boom. I hope it was worth it, buddy. Let me tell you what, it wasn't! Let's keep moving until I find shelter before I stop and harvest. Alright, what's that? That shelter right there.
This place seemed very promising, so after searching the yard, I ended up in a little office building. This place was really cool, and only a little spooky.
What? Whoa, there's a revolver in here.
Eventually, I found another door that led further into the facility. It was restricted, but it was fine, because I gave myself authorization. It led me to a building called the maintenance shed. In here, there was lots more to explore. I was finding all sorts of stuff.
A whetstone! You see, I've been needing one of these since the beginning of time.
It was a big space, so it took a while, but I made sure to search it all. And soon, I stumbled into something that changes everything.
No way, it's a forge!
You know what's really great about this? For once in my life, I had actually been smart. I had brought all my tools, which meant I had everything I needed to be able to craft some real arrows. I used the coal I had gathered from the cave in Forlorn to get this up to temp, and I began crafting as many arrowheads as I could. By the time I was done, an aurora had lit this place up. Look at these wires. Maybe this place wasn't as safe as I thought. Still, the forge made it worth it. I just needed to be a bit careful and watch my step going forward. The next morning, I was able to craft a few real arrows. I ended up with 6. This was a big deal. I now had something that could take down big game. This shed ended up being way nicer than I originally thought, so I decided this would be a good place to set up while I explored more around the region. With my new weapon and tools, what I really needed to figure out next was food. I had been living off what I had found laying around here, but now that it had been a few days of me cleaning this place up and crafting, I was starting to run low. Actually, run low is an understatement. I had done a terrible job at rationing, and now this energy bar was the last of it. So yeah, it was pretty much find food today or starve. I'm not gonna lie, starving didn't really sound like the best option. So it was time to go out and see if I could find anything to eat. With my bow in hand and brand new arrows on the string, I set out. Then I immediately switched back to my revolver, for some reason. Either way, luckily, or unluckily, depending on the situation, this place seemed to be infested with wolves. So it didn't take long before I found one, and I moved in to hunt it.
Oh. There we go. Good.
This meat could help keep me from starving, but I would need to be very careful not to eat too much of it. I really didn't want to end up with parasites out here. It was like my biggest fear. So, hoping to keep the wolf meat for emergencies, I kept looking for more options. I found some cattails on this frozen river. I gathered as many as I could, but it just wasn't going to be enough. I knew wolf meat was on the menu tonight. So after gathering a bit of firewood, I made my way back inside the shed and started cooking. Here was the problem. It kept being like this. I was going out looking for anything to eat. If I was lucky, I would stumble into something like this and get just enough to keep going. But I was barely scraping by out here, and I knew it wasn't sustainable. Eventually, I found some rabbits running around. I knew this was my chance to do some hunting. I was able to get one.
There we go.
But shortly after, the wolves must have gotten a whiff. And let me tell you what, they weren't after the bunnies.
I shouldn't be this bad at this, right? Alright. You're after me, huh?
I tried to defend my territory here, but they were literally everywhere.
Oh, there's wolves everywhere. Okay, that's the entire pack.
When this one absorbed a bullet to get a bite out of me, I could tell these guys were serious. So I knew it was probably time to call it a day. Yeah. All of this for a single rabbit. Not a great return. Oh, and you know what else? That night when I eventually went to sleep, I was hit with cabin fever risk for the first time. Not wanting to let this fully develop, I remembered that just outside there was an office that also had a bed. So I moved there. Not really seeing a better option, this became my new sleeping spot. Actually, this little office area was pretty awesome. I started trying to do most of my stuff in here from now on. It was a cold one out the next day, but I made my way back to the lake because I wanted to see if any new cattails had regrown. Unfortunately, they hadn't. But while I was out here, I discovered something super interesting.
Ice fishing hole requires suitable ice. Wait, you can make ice fishing holes? What? Can I do that here? No way. Wait, I can ice fish. That's like the greatest food source in the universe.
Right away, I knew this was the answer to my food struggles. I was about to become the ultimate fisherman. Super excited, I had an even better idea. I was gonna make a snow shelter right on the edge next to my ice fishing hole and try to use it like a little fishing hut. That way I could stay out here and fish for as long as I wanted. I got right to work on this. I was so excited. I needed a few sticks to make the shelter, so I started gathering those first.
4, 5. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm going to be honest here. There's a good half of the day I spent chasing a deer around trying to hunt it, but I failed so miserably. I just kept getting too close like a moron.
Stop. Oh my goodness, let's get it further away.
So let's just pretend that didn't even happen and pretend like I stayed on task the entire day. And here I was, finally with everything I needed for the snow shelter. I put it as close to the fishing hole as I could, and I finally built it. I mean, just look how awesome this thing was.
Whoa, this is sick.
I finally got fishing, and my first cast only reinforced my confidence. One cast, one bite. Look at this. I could even light a fire next to the shelter and cook from inside. I don't think things could get any better. This was amazing. I planned to fish to my heart's content. Of course, though, after catching the first fish, the bites stopped. I fished for hours with no luck until...
Oh, see, that is a problem.
Yep, all of that work just for this guy to come over here and try to steal my spot after I was only able to catch one fish. Yeah, no. I wasn't about to get bullied like that. Well, I mean, I guess I was, because in the moment I just ran away. But that night, I gathered the courage to stand up for myself. The bear needed to be taken care of. So, I gathered my strength. What's the worst that could happen anyways?
That's bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Oh, shoot. Look at the arrow sticking out of its face. Okay. Oh, look. I missed. It caught it in its mouth. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh, no. There goes all of my clothes. Oh, I don't know what my plan was there. I should have got on the rock or something. I'm bleeding out. Oh, this is bad.
Need some first aid.
Why? This is bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Okay, well, that's bad. Like, it's just gonna... Oh, no. No, this is bad. Oh, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. No way I'm alive. Okay.
I'm gonna bleed out soon.
Okay, I'm out of here. Okay, it bit me in the neck. They always bite me in the neck.
Feeling faint.
I dropped my bow somewhere. Get inside. I gotta go get inside. I'll find my bow. I know roughly where it is. Okay, this bear hunt went terribly. Could not have gone worse, in fact. Mauled by a bear twice in a row. Somehow we're still alive. I can't believe we're still alive. Okay.
The bear really got me good. If these injuries stayed untreated, they would turn into an infection. So I applied what I had to my neck to disinfect the wound, but that used up the rest of my antiseptic. The problem was the bear also tried to bite my head off, so I needed some more to disinfect this as well. I started going through everything hoping I had another bottle, but no matter how hard I looked, I had none.
I just don't have anything. We gotta go outside. I don't see any other way through this.
My only hope now was to try to find some old man's beard on a tree somewhere. This could be used to clean a wound, but I would need to find some before it was too late. I started scanning as many trees as I could, but it was nowhere to be seen. Soon, I had wandered back to the site of the incident.
There's my bow right there. Jeez. There we go. Gotta look at the trees. What is... Oh, we actually did it! Okay, you don't attack me and get away with it. See? That's what I'm talking about. We got our arrows back. Okay, you know what? You may have almost got me, but that did not go unpunished, did it? Tell me, was it worth it? I don't think so. Ugh. We're almost dead still. We still need that beard thing. Well, let's quarter this first. Is this a bad idea? 2 hours? Yeah. Wah. It's freezing. Okay.
Yeah, wow. This bear almost finished the job from the grave. Realizing now just how much trouble I was actually in, I went to my snow shelter to take cover. This allowed me to warm up and get a very small amount of health back. Once I had warmed up, I got so distracted trying to quarter the bear for the pelt that, like an idiot, I completely forgot about looking for old man's beard, which was the whole reason I had come out here. At least I had got the pelt, but by the time I got back and remembered I needed the antiseptic, I knew it was already too late. Having failed to disinfect this wound, I took a minute for the first time to really assess what the damage was. It was so much worse than I thought. My beloved combat boots, gone. My glorious rabbit hat, dead. On top of that, my other precious items I had spent so long making, ragged. I had taken out the bear like I wanted, but at great cost. When I checked on my infection risk again, it had skyrocketed. Just like that, I was out of time. I knew I was about to find out what an infection would do to me. I got to bed with no idea what to expect. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. No, I don't at all. When I woke up, my head was officially infected with stupidity. Oh, the wound was infected also. And that wasn't all either. Even though I had tried to keep my chances as low as I could, for the first time, I also got intestinal parasites. Yeah. Great timing. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. You know what else? The infection? No problem. If I had left it untreated, it would kill me. But since I had 2 doses of antibiotics, I was able to use one to treat the infection, and now I just needed some rest and it would go away. But the parasites. I needed 10 doses to treat this. I didn't have nearly enough. And how was I supposed to get any more around here? I was struggling just to find food to make it through each day. I saw I could use this root to make some antibiotic tea, which was an option, but these things were almost impossible to find. I couldn't bet on finding 10 of these. I knew that simply just wasn't going to happen. And to make matters even worse, I didn't realize I had to wait 24 hours between doses, so I wasted the last few doses that I had by taking them too soon. It hit me. In my mind at least, staying here would mean death. I really felt like I had no other options but to try to run back to the farmhouse and just hope that I had left some antibiotics behind there. So, I started my desperate journey back to the farmhouse.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is just like the worst timing ever. Oh, jeez. I hope it can't get up here. Aye. Okay. What are you doing? Ah! Ah! That's not good. What just happened? That... Okay. I don't...
By the time I had gotten back to the landslide and climbed back over, I was on the verge of freezing and starving. I knew if I didn't act fast, this would wipe me out.
Cattails. There might be cattails down here. Please tell me there's a couple cattails down here. Yes. Yes, there is.
I started grabbing as many of these as I could, but the cold was killing me faster than I expected. I had no choice but to try to warm up right now.
Come on, please get this lit. I really need this fire. Yes.
Once this was lit, I had very limited fuel to keep it going. So I had no choice but to try to scavenge the area for any sticks and wood. I do this while looking for cattails to not starve and resting by the fire to not freeze. This blizzard sure didn't help, but I'm able to successfully do this for a little bit, but soon it started to become impossible to manage everything at once. I'm trying to get enough cattails to stop myself from starving while waiting long enough next to the fire to get warm, while also collecting enough wood to keep the fire going. I was fighting a losing battle. By the time I had enough food and fuel to get any substantial rest, I had lost a good portion of my remaining health. But now that I had stacked up a few calories and I had warmed up, at least I was able to keep moving. Soon, I saw the tunnel out of Broken Railroad. Back in Forlorn Muskeg, the rope climb that would lead me back to Mountain Town wasn't far, so I pushed through the dark. When I got near the rope, I was way too tired and heavy to have a chance of making it up. In my current condition, I was super weak. I had to drop a ton of gear if I was going to be able to make it up the rope. Then, using the arch as a shield from the wind, I was able to light a fire and get a bit of rest. After a few hours, it was go time.
We can do this.
Climbing this took everything out of me. But back up at Marsh Ridge, I trudged my way back into the cave.
There it is.
Mercifully, it was warm in here. I was finally able to rest up. The parasites were eating away at my max condition, but this was still an improvement. So as ready as I could be, I made it back to Mountain Town and went straight for the climbing rope.
Ooh.
Once I was able to make it up these, I was so close, I wasn't going to let anything get in my way.
Leave me alone. Nope.
too bad for you. I got over the hill, and there it was. My precious farmhouse. I had somehow made it back alive.
Oh, look at this. We're back here. Just like we never left. Except we did leave and we almost died because of it. Oh my goodness. Please tell me I have antibiotics.
The first thing I did was check to see if I had any medicine. I had 2 doses. Yeah, I literally panicked and ran all the way back here, almost dying, for this. I was getting worried now. But I tried to look on the bright side. I now had 2 more days to figure something out. For the time being, I got to remember how nice I had it here. I still had tons of food left over. I was not going to struggle with that anymore. With that taken care of, I could put all of my effort into looking for medicine. When I was able, I set out for anything that could help me. I didn't know what everything did, so if I saw something, I took it. My plan was to try to get as many things as I could and then go through them all later. I started going through some of these old houses in the town again. I was hoping that I had left some behind somewhere. I made it all the way back to the gas station, but I was having no luck.
Is there antibiotics in this pile? Looks like a bunch of crap to me.
Dang, I started to realize I probably made a mistake here. I had already searched everything around here, so why would my chances of finding antibiotics be higher here than it would be in Broken Railroad where there was still stuff I hadn't searched? I realized that didn't make any sense. Getting desperate, I started looking through all the plants I had picked up. That's when I finally noticed something painfully obvious.
Known for its antibiotic properties.
Mushrooms. The answer all along was mushrooms. If I had just bothered reading this from the start, I could have avoided all of this. Yeah, I was an idiot. But at least I was an idiot that still had a chance to get through this. Right away, I began looking for as many mushrooms as I could get my hands on. Turns out, the gas station was right next to an old lumber yard, or something like that, and there was a ton of stumps just littered with mushrooms. It was perfect. I started gathering as many as I could find. I did this for a little while, but unfortunately for me, my clothes had been pretty severely damaged from the bear eating me alive, so I was starting to freeze pretty quickly being out here. I was able to gather quite a few, but then I had to get back inside before I froze. Inside, I was able to make up a tea and check it out.
Mushroom tea boosts the immune system and demonstrates antibiotic-like behavior. I'm pretty sure that means we're good with these. We're about to eat so many mushrooms.
I was able to cook all this up, and I gave the tea a try. It worked like a charm. Finally, I had all the medicine I needed to survive. Now, all I needed to do was just wait out the 8 days. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Giving me so much free time, usually a bad idea. I only made it through a single night before I came up with probably the dumbest idea ever.
All right, almost day 50. How are we spending day 50? I gotta do something cool. I know I'm sick. My stomach's killing me. I feel like I got some time to kill. I can't spend it all inside. Maybe we try to do something cool. And you know what I have in mind? I have cougar hunting on my mind.
Yep. Armed with my bow and arrow and terrible accuracy, I decided today was the day I see what this cougar was all about. I knew this probably wasn't the smartest idea in the world, but I had made up my mind, and nothing was gonna stop me now.
Bunny, you should get out of here. This is not gonna be pretty. Trust me. Or completely ignore me and pretend I don't exist. That's cool too. Okay, there it is right there. Wait, what's it doing? Oh! 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 Why did it sprint at me at full speed? Okay, wait, the arrow changed places! No way, I just killed... Wait, we gotta act quick. I'm in shock! It died!
What can I say? I'm a natural. I started quartering it up as quickly as I could, and to say I was excited about this would be an understatement.
Oh, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe, I'll probably never be able to do that again. That was the scariest moment of my life. It just started sprinting at me. We gotta hurry back before it gets too cold. I'm starting to freeze. Why did my gun jam? That was also one of the scariest moments of my life. Okay, we gotta get out of here. I'm pushing my luck. I'm pushing my luck. I can't believe I've never had the revolver jam like that before.
This was amazing. I laid out the hide to cure, and I saw I had gotten a cougar claw that I could use to make a knife with if I could make it back to the forge. That was going to be so awesome. Today was going insane. Things just seemed to be going my way. And since it was still early out, I went back out to see what else I could get. I was able to grab a bunny from my snare and harvest this wolf from earlier. Then, over on the river, I saw this. I had to hunt it.
Pop up and shoot. You see that? Oh, I am too good.
Yeah, it was good I was staying humble. Either way, I was able to harvest this guy up, and I really hate making multiple trips. So I grabbed everything and very slowly brought it all back to the house. Then, look at this. I had all the food groups now. Deer, wolf, rabbit, and cougar. Life was good. And you know what? For the most part over the next couple of days, I got into a pretty steady routine. I was cooking, and since I already had parasites, I was able to eat all this wolf and cougar meat without a care in the world, which gave me a ton of extra food. I was also able to keep looking for ptarmigan. I was expensively failing to repair my clothes.
No!
Overall, things were going just fine.
Oh man, it is so nice out here today. I could look at this all day. I won't because I'll freeze to death, but I could.
I knew I had the reserves to wait out as long as I wanted here. But the thing was, I stopped wanting to. After a couple days of this, I was getting tired of this routine. Originally, I had planned to just wait out the parasites here because I didn't know how bad they would get. And trust me, it's not like they were doing nothing, but they weren't bad enough that I thought I had to stay confined to the farmhouse anymore. So I didn't. I took the tea I needed and left. I didn't plan on doing anything crazy, just a few days out in the wild. I didn't know it then, but this was about to turn into a much longer trip than I had originally intended. Everything was about to completely change. You know, it was starting to feel like a rite of passage that every time I planned to head out to go do some exploring, I have to get attacked by a wolf to start it off.
What? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, it sprained my ankle.
After patching myself up, I had no idea where I wanted to go, so I just started walking. Eventually, I ended up back at the park I had found my revolver at. There was a climbing rope here that I decided to go down to take a look at the valley down below. I explored for a little while, and soon I realized I had two choices. Turn back now and spend the rest of my days healing at the farmhouse, or keep exploring. I knew there was a passage here that would lead me to a new region, but if I took it, getting back might not be so easy. I chose adventure. I climbed up this mountain and scaled the sketchy paths looking for the passageway out. When I found it, I went right on through.
Ooh, that person is laid out. Got a nice jacket though. What you got for me?
I could use
No
this.
way, I found new combat boots. Okay, well that solves that problem. Look at these. These are so good. They're in very bad shape though. Wow. Thank you.
Too much stuff to carry.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you for your boots.
After walking in here for what felt like a while, I found the exit.
Look at that. What a beautiful place this is, Mystery Lake. We're gonna spend a night or two right in there.
Inside the trapper's cabin, I started taking everything useful.
Be something
After I
useful in
searched
here.
everything, I was starting to die from exhaustion. So I figured, maybe getting a bit of sleep could be beneficial to my health. I don't know why I said it like that. I went to sleep and I got fully rested. But you know what? It was in fact beneficial to my health, okay? It was day 55 and I had yet to find a rifle. I feel like this was pretty unlucky. But here I was in an entirely new region full of opportunities. If there was a place to find one, I was sure it was here. So I dropped everything I didn't need and set off. I didn't know where I was going, but I rarely ever do, so I just started walking. I wandered around until eventually I found myself on a railroad.
Okay, see, this is what I like to see. I know that these power lines lead somewhere. I just gotta get there.
It didn't take long at all before I stumbled into one of my favorite places in this entire world, the camp office. There was no way I could pass up looking around here, so I made my way inside.
How did I get here? I have no idea. I just started walking. Wow.
There was lots to go through here, so I took a minute to gather what I could. I already knew I wanted to sleep here, so I was able to drop any extra gear off and go back out to keep exploring on the lake. I was super excited to do some actual ice fishing from the safety of one of these little cabins. But first, I wanted to explore them all and see what I could find. These fishing shacks usually have really good loot. I was finding lots of ammo, some more whetstones, and just good stuff in general. This took a while, however, as the lake was pretty big and there was a lot to go through. On the far side of the lake, I saw a group of ptarmigan, and I was able to hunt a few. This was good, except now I smelt like dead bird, which attracted these guys. Yeah, I really wasn't wanting to get attacked by a wolf while also dying from intestinal parasites, so I pulled out all the stops. The flare. And it worked great at keeping the wolves back.
Okay. See ya. It would not back off.
After this, I grabbed some firewood to spend the day fishing. It was great here with the fire going. It was nice and warm, and I was having way more luck fishing here than I ever did in the other place. The only thing stopping me from fishing all night was how quickly I was getting tired. It was day 9 of my parasite infection, and they were at their worst. The good news? I just needed to make it till morning, and all of this would be behind me. So super early the next morning, I went back to the camp office. I passed some time by working on repairing some gear,
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
and soon, it was finally time to take my last dose of antibiotics.
Here we go. Look at that. Healed intestinal parasites. They're gone. We somehow did it.
Finally, I was a healthy man again. I started healing up, and I wish I could say that this went without any issues.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, it hurts. Man, my stomach cannot catch a break. That's terrible.
Some good did come from this, though. While I was stuck here for a few more hours, I discovered that I had enough ptarmigan feathers to be able to make a new stuffed sleeping bag.
It takes 3 hours? Let's do that right now. There we go.
This was worth the food poisoning. It was like twice as good now. With this, I was finally able to actually heal up, and I was ready to go. I wanted to continue my goal of looking for a rifle and some cleaning kits. And you know what? I knew just the place to do that. Hydro Dam. If there was going to be a rifle anywhere, it had to be here, right? Inside, my first goal was to find a new storm lantern. I had to leave my other one behind to be able to make it up the climbing ropes when I was panicking about the parasites, but now I needed one in order to search this place effectively. I was pretty sure I'd be able to find another one in here though, and I was right. With this, I should have plenty of light to search this entire place. So that's exactly what I did. This place had so much stuff. By the time I had gone through a few of the front rooms, I was already getting heavy. So I decided before I got too far in, I dropped off everything I didn't need, and I actually took a moment to prepare a little campsite outside in case this ended up taking multiple days. Then, ready to go? It didn't matter how long this was gonna take me. I was gonna search every inch of this place. Okay, well, searching started out good. The first thing I saw was this place had more than one workbench. I knew that you could dismantle one, and I really wanted to see what would happen if I did that.
It takes 4 hours? It takes all day. I'm gonna do it. I didn't... Oh my goodness. Oh, stupid. I didn't turn off my lantern.
This was so stupid. Luckily, yesterday I had found a jerry can that had some extra fuel. But I needed to be way more careful going forward. I didn't want to have to navigate this place with torches because I'm too dumb to turn off my lantern. By the way, the workbench gave me this vise that I could use to make a new workbench somewhere else. This could be so amazing. In the meantime, I got back to searching.
Like it never happened. We're fine. Here we go. Starting over.
careful with my fuel this time. I started going through this place as thoroughly as I could. As you might expect, it was full of useful gear. I was finding everything you could think of. Well, everything except a rifle. I was looking through every corner just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But all I found was another one of these pieces of garbage. Just kidding, this one was actually in great shape, so I swapped it out with my other one. But seriously, I had found like 6 of these at this point. I just wanted a rifle now. Eventually, after I had been searching all day, I had made it through the entire building. I found myself locked outside.
Oh, I forgot. You can't go back in. Okay.
It was good. I loved this. With no other choice, I set up camp. I really thought this place would have a rifle, but now I had just spent the entire day in there and I came up empty-handed. I was starting to doubt if I would ever get one. I rested here, and in the morning, heavy from all the loot I had been collecting, I had to find my way back inside. The path back was this super sketchy ledge. One wrong move and it would spell the end. I hate doing this, but I had no choice. I took my time and moved as slowly as possible. I knew that staying completely focused was key here.
No way, I got it.
When I got to the other side, I took a quick look around, and right when I was about to call it and head back inside, I noticed something through the pallets.
There's something over there.
I was so heavy I could barely move, but I made my way over anyways.
Alright, that's annoying. Gotta go around. Oh! There's no way! Finally! Oh my goodness. Look at this. I thought it was gonna be like a hunting knife or something. I almost didn't even bother checking.
I finally had what I really wanted.
That feels good. I can't believe I finally have one.
With my goal complete, I made my way back inside, kept my eyes open for anything I might have missed, but I was ready to make my way back out. I retraced my steps until I found the exit. Back in the entry of the dam, I knew I couldn't take everything I had found back with me. Trust me, I wanted to. Leaving things behind is so difficult for me to do. I absolutely hate doing it. But I literally physically could not carry this much gear with me, so I had no choice. To make myself feel better about it though, I decided to meticulously organize it all. You know, just in case I ever came back for something, I guess. This little task took all day. So I actually got to use the campsite I had set up to pass the night. The next morning, I decided I might as well hang out here a little bit longer and sharpen my tools. This also ended up taking the entire day. So back outside to sleep once again. When I sleep outside, I usually do it in 2-hour increments, because I never know what the weather might do. But for the last little while, the weather had been really nice, so I thought I could get away with sleeping a little bit longer.
Whoa! That's bad. Why did I do that? Okay, I got hypothermia. Remain above freezing for 18 hours. Oh my goodness.
Well, there goes another day. It was taking me longer to actually leave this place than it did to search the entire thing. I was really ready to leave, so I spent time inside to make sure I didn't do anything stupid again, and as soon as I had cured my hypothermia, I got out of here.
Oh, that guy snuck up on me. Wow, that was scary.
From here, I really didn't have a plan on where to go next. I ended up following this path that led me to a little valley that had a hunting blind. Inside, I finally found a firearms cleaning kit. This was great news. Now I could use my rifle without worrying about it breaking on me. After finding this, I continued down the little path until eventually I ended up on this little river. At first, I thought it was leading somewhere new, but upon further inspection, I had accidentally gone in a big old circle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're on Mystery Lake again. Wow, that's like a shortcut. Look, it's the campsite. I thought I had more stuff to explore, but that's okay.
My clothes had been ripped apart so many times that they were barely hanging on now, and without any cured pelts, I haven't been able to repair them. It was to the point now that I couldn't even spend an afternoon outside without freezing. I knew I had to do something about this. That's when it hit me. The camp office here could be a great place to work on this. It had a workbench. It was in a nice central location that I could do some hunting and fishing in, and with my new rifle, gathering these pelts shouldn't be an issue. Plus, while I waited for them to cure, I could explore around the region some more. It was too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Oh no! What?
So back inside, I spent the rest of the day cleaning and clearing space to make it easier to live here. When I was done with this, I spent a little time stocking up the fishing hut with firewood and supplies. That way I could spend some nights out here fishing for food and avoiding cabin fever. While I was doing this, I heard this.
Ooh. A wolf just got a deer somewhere. Right there. That's mine. Ooh. Probably shouldn't have done that. It took my arrow. We'll need to find that later. Okay, good. Oh my goodness. Dang it!
I'm able to take this deer back with me and spend the night fishing and harvesting the meat. The next day I got out looking for more things to hunt. I knew I needed to start collecting as many hides as I could as quickly as I could. That way they could start curing. I found this ptarmigan first, and just look at this shot.
Oh, look at that. I actually shot it right in the eye. Oh man, that's kind of brutal. What a shot.
My search for animals led me out past the camp office until I eventually spot a deer in a clearing. This was finally the perfect opportunity to put my new rifle to use.
See that? Absolutely perfect.
I harvest this guy up, and look at this. By the time I'm able to drag everything back, I was more than halfway dead from the cold. It wasn't even a long trip either. Traveling was going to be rough. Luckily for me, after warming up inside, I spot some wolves right off my porch. This was perfect. I could wait here and let them come to me, and then easily hunt them from the safety of my porch.
I thought I was safe here! No way! That's crazy! That's crazy! I totally thought I was safe there. My entire life has been a lie. What am I doing? Look at this! That's a lot of blood. My entire existence is a lie. Oh. Well, I'm terrified now. I've been sleeping out here, just chilling out here, thinking I was completely safe. Where'd that guy go? No way. Oh, okay. Okay, don't miss again. Don't miss again. I missed again. Oh. What is going on? Look at this. On the porch.
I had no choice but to go inside. The more I thought about these attacks, the angrier I got. No one makes me bleed on my own porch and gets away with it. My anger got the better of me. I wanted revenge. I didn't care if it was dark or dangerous.
Ah! Oh, it's a deer. That didn't scare me. I'm fine.
Soon, I finally found my target.
Here we go. Come on then! Oh, you're not even after me. There we go. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you kidding me? I don't want to fight it with its guard down. Fight me! Fight me! There we go. What? That's not how this is supposed to go!
I lost sight of the wolf, but I was determined to find it. So I started looking everywhere.
Ah!
Head feel thick.
See? That's what happens when you mess with me. Do you see that? You see that? Tell everyone. Tell everyone. That'll be you. Attack me again. I don't think so.
There was a deer here also, which was perfect. I wanted its hide. But first, I had to harvest the wolf as proof of my victory. But before I could do that, I guess the other wolf didn't take my warning seriously because it came right back. Wasn't a problem for me, though.
Okay, there we go. Revenge is sweet. It's sweet, I tell you.
I harvest this wolf, but the cold was becoming a real problem. I wasn't going to leave before I had both pelts, so for the next wolf, I lit a fire. This worked and I was able to get the pelt, but I still had to get back to the camp office. By the time I do this, I will admit, I may have cut this a bit closer than I probably should have, but it didn't matter now. I laid these guys out as a nice carpet to keep my feet warm while I worked on the workbench. Last time I made a bear carpet right there. It was so great. This time, one for each foot. I have to tell you, I was super happy with this. And then, after getting just a little bit of rest, I went back out to get the deer hide I had left behind. I really wanted to get this before something else got it first. I got it without a problem. But on my way back, I guess the wolves hadn't learned their lesson yet. Ha! Bro. There we go. Alright, we'll be back for you. Ooh, I'm an expert now. That's what I'm talking about. There's another one. Ah! How do I miss you there? I'm an expert. How am I missing? It's just embarrassing. Oh, there's another wolf right there. Alright, we have dead wolves everywhere. So I've just been shooting them. I should get some torches. Dang it. What? That's so embarrassing. How do I keep missing? Oh, no, come back. Come back with my arrow. No, come back. No, please come back. There we go. I need my arrow, man. Where is it? Hello? Arrow? Arrow? Where's my arrow? Okay, we're too cold. It's too cold. One wolf there, and one wolf back there. When we're warm, we're gonna harvest all of them. I was able to warm up and then get back out and harvest their pelts. Now, once these were done, I had all the pelts I needed to repair my gear. So, I thought I would take a moment to relax by doing some fishing. No, just kidding. I got distracted by the wolves again. You know, I do admit, at this point, it was starting to feel like I was the one picking on them. What? Come here. Come here, idiot. Come here, idiot. Give me my arrow back. Okay. After I get my arrow back from this guy, I actually do finally make it back to the fishing huts, and I get some fishing done. And you know what? It was great. I was able to catch a bunch of fish, eat some of them, I got some good rest, and I did this for the entire day and night. Then, fully rested, I realized I had plenty of food, I had the pelts curing in the house, and it was a nice day out. I decided to go and do some more exploring of the region. I saw a red tower on top of the mountain and decided that was my destination. It didn't take long at all before I was able to reach the top, and I began looking around. Alright, no! I was trying to close the door, not... After searching this place, I was able to see another tower in the distance. So I started making my way there next. There we go. So, a little rock climbing never hurt anyone. Oh. Probably. Ooh. That's like a pair of legs sticking out of the ground, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, be careful. You just scaled a mountain. Don't hurt yourself going down a hill. Look at this guy. Completely buried. Soda got completely buried in the snow. And he had soda in his pocket. It's good, at least it's cold. Eventually I was able to find my way up to the other tower, and this one was so much cooler. I took a look around, but you know what the best part so far was? It was actually warm outside today. This was a miracle in itself. Not freezing allowed me to take my time and search this place well, which let me find this paper, half buried in the snow. It was a clue to a memento, and it turns out it was right next to the camp office. This became my sole goal. I started going back right away to look for this. On the way back, I saw these guys. This was really important. I really wanted to repair my gloves, and I had not been finding any rabbits around here. So I had to take this opportunity to take these guys out. Of course, I was feeling kind of bad. I had taken out so many rabbits since the start of this. Oh well, my fingerless hand wasn't going to keep itself warm. After getting back, I was able to put everything away, and in the morning, it was memento time. I started by making my way up the mountain. It was significantly colder today, and it only took about 10 seconds of being out here before I was completely freezing. The memento really didn't seem like it was too far away though. Checking the map, it seemed like it was right up here, so I pushed on anyways. But for the life of me, I could not figure out where this thing was. I knew I was looking for a cave and some sort of climbing rope, so I wandered around looking for it. And then, I wandered some more.
Oh, that's dumb.
I just kept climbing around, looking anywhere this place could possibly be. I was so focused on trying to figure out where this thing was, I didn't realize just how quickly I was dying up here. Eventually, I spotted the climbing rope, and at the same time, got hypothermia.
Oh, there's the climbing spot. Oh, crap.
This made me realize I had pushed this way too far, and I was actually on the verge of death here. I booked it as quickly as I could into the cave, and that's when things got real. One wrong move here, and that would be a wrap for me. I got a fire lit as fast as I could, and then threw down my sleeping bag to get a little bit of warmth. I was literally seconds away from ending up like this guy here. This was too close. Finally warm though, I was barely hanging on. But since I wasn't losing any more health, I was able to look around this cave, and that's when I finally found the memento.
Okay, let's see if this was worth it, because I am actively dying. Flare shell for... I don't even have a flare gun!
I mean, honestly, I deserve this. Either way, whether it was worth it or not, it really didn't matter anymore. There was no world I should have put myself in this situation. But I had, and now I had to deal with it. So, for the next little while, I made sure to keep this fire going by carefully going out and collecting firewood, and then sleeping to heal. The next morning, I had cured my hypothermia, and I was feeling a bit better. And what I saw when I left the cave was breathtaking. This view alone made this all worth it. Not really, but I'm trying to make myself sound like less of an idiot, so let's just pretend it was, okay? I admired this view that was worth dying for. Right? You know what I'm saying? I did this for quite some time until some crows pulled my attention. With such a beautiful backdrop that one might even say it was worth risking your life for. Okay, stop. We get it. I gotta stop. I was able to hunt a ptarmigan, and then there was a deer. I took a moment to make sure I was warm enough, and then in the glorious sunrise that I would stop. Here I go again. I've gotta stop. I'm gonna stop, I promise. I was able to go and harvest the hide. Now that the sunrise was gone, there was no point in being up here, so I quickly made my way off the mountain, because it was like right next to the camp office like I thought. In fact, if I had just gone onto the lake and climbed the stupid rope, I could have avoided all of this. But whatever, at least I saw a cool sunrise. Moving on, with my most important quest to date of finding the memento complete now. What am I saying right now? My animal hides were getting pretty close to being done. So for the last little while, I searched for any more rabbits. I unfortunately could not find any. They were really hard to find around here, I guess. I was able to hunt this ptarmigan with this rock though.
Can I hit the ptarmigan with a rock? Oh, I can. Oh, sorry, buddy. Oh. Oh. Oof, that is so brutal.
That wasn't related to anything. I just wanted you to experience that with me. You're welcome. Anyways, eventually I gave up on my dreams of finding enough rabbits to make a new hat. The gloves were just gonna have to do for now. That being said, things were finally ready and I got to repairing. I started off with some simple items like my face mask and other cloth items before finally moving to work on my mittens. I didn't have enough rabbit pelts to make a completely new pair, so I figured I would try repairing them instead. I was super nervous to do this because I knew there was a chance if I failed, I would lose the pelt. It ended up working out for the best, however, and I was able to level up my mending skill, which gave me a much higher chance of success with stuff like this. In the end, I was able to repair them to perfect condition. With the deer pants, I took a different approach. I'm not really sure which way was better, but in this case, I really didn't want to risk losing a hide because they took so long to cure. I ended up harvesting my old pants and crafting an entirely new set. The wolf pelts, on the other hand, I had tons of extra. I didn't give a crap about these. So to save time, I repaired it like I did the mittens. This worked out great. Once I was done, I went out and tried my new clothes.
You have no idea how good it feels to be able to walk out here without having to worry about just instantly freezing to death.
It had been forever since my clothes were in such good shape, and now I was able to spend as much time as I wanted out here. I was even able to hunt this deer and harvest it without getting cold at all. It was so nice.
Wow.
I realized
sure
I
I
had
can carry
finally
much
achieved all of my goals here at Mystery Lake. It had taken way longer than I originally intended. It was almost day 80 now, and there was still lots I wanted to do. So I started preparing to leave. I started by doing some cooking. While doing this, something amazing happened.
Yes! Cooking 5! Alright, let's see what that entails. Wow, I'm a master carcass harvester as well. Your skills are legendary. Thank you very much.
I was now a master chef. I looked at what this meant, and it was insane. It gave me tons of bonuses, but there was one thing in particular that immediately caught my eye.
Never get parasites or food poisoning. That's crazy. Wait, so I can just eat anything now? That's crazy. What if I eat raw meat? Cooked to eat safely. I can just eat anything. I don't even have to cook it anymore, is what I'm gathering from this. I'm never going hungry again.
The next day, fueled by all that raw meat I ate yesterday, I decided to craft one of those sled things since I had so many maple saplings. This thing was awesome, and it was going to be super useful, especially for someone like me. I had a very hard time leaving things behind, and this let me take way more of it with me. In the meantime, I fixed everything I could. Unfortunately, I couldn't fix these combat boots because I didn't have the materials needed for it. And as much as I loved these, I decided it would be for the best to retire them. So, I started working on some new deer boots to replace them. Of course, being the genius I was, it didn't take very long before I started inhaling more raw meat because I genuinely thought I didn't need to cook it anymore.
Oh, it lied to me. It lied to me. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, so it turns out I still need to cook it, which I guess makes sense. Actually, there's no I guess about it. It makes perfect sense. I don't know why I thought increasing my cooking skill would make me magically not need to cook things anymore. Of course I would still get sick from eating raw meat. I don't know why that made sense to me. I don't know, whatever. It didn't even matter. I was able to finish my boots and heal this quickly enough. At least I had learned my lesson like any reasonable person would, and I would be careful not to eat any more raw meat. Right? After my boots were complete, I was finally ready to say goodbye to Mystery Lake and continue my adventure somewhere else. I struggled a lot here, but I really enjoyed myself. I packed my sled with everything I could fit and set off. I headed back towards Forlorn Muskeg. This sled thing was awesome. It did restrict mobility quite a bit, but as long as I was careful not to get myself stuck in a corner somewhere, and I was ready to put it down in case of unfriendly visitors like this, I was gonna be just fine. I thought it was more than worth it for the extra supplies.
What? Wait, back up. You gotta do like a 90-point turn. Go around. Here we go, there's room. No way!
Well, I couldn't get through this little pass here, so I literally had to unpack the entire thing, slowly drag it all through, and then repack it on the other side. Yeah. Oh well, at least this worked. And now, I was back in Forlorn Muskeg. This time around, I wanted to actually explore this region a bit and not just leave immediately. So, I got off the tracks and onto the ice to start looking around. Turns out this place was pretty difficult to navigate.
Cannot carry into this area. Okay. Maybe if I hug the wall here. Don't fall. Go, 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 go. Oh, no. Oh, I just fell in the ice. Okay, what am I doing?
Yep, I went straight through the ice and now I was freezing. Luckily, because of my new clothes, I was still warming up. But I was really struggling to make any progress. I decided to just dump the sled for a minute to see if it made looking around any easier.
No, 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 no. Whoa.
Honestly, it didn't. The constant wolves and ice literally breaking under my feet was making this very challenging. Whoa, we got tired quick. Get out of here. Wolves everywhere. Hey, 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 hey. Oh my goodness. After trying to look around, I didn't get anywhere, and I was completely exhausted. So when I saw this hunting blind, that seemed like as good of shelter as I could ask for out here. So I made my way over to get some rest. I started by only sleeping an hour to make sure I wouldn't get too cold in here. It was a really good thing that I did this, because when I woke up, I saw this. Affliction, frostbite risk. No, why? Oh no! When did I get hypothermia? Fell through the ice. Yeah. Oh, I cannot get more frost. Why am I getting frostbite though? Your skin is directly exposed to the cold. No, what? Oh my goodness. I did the only thing I could think of. I stripped. Look at those pasty legs. Getting the literal blocks of ice off my body helped not to make it worse, but it was also not getting any better. Plus, my clothes were staying frozen. I needed to thaw them out somehow before I could keep moving. So, I moved out of the blind and lit a fire instead. I had some fuel I had been carrying around with me, so I was able to keep the fire going, and it seemed to be working, so I carefully slept for the rest of the night. When morning finally came, I warmed up with some food, and I was all healed up. With my clothes nice and dry again, I was able to get back out there and try to figure out how to navigate this nightmare. I'm telling you, no matter where I looked, I could see wolves. There was just no avoiding them. Literally, so many wolves. This was literally chaos. I would try to move, but then the sled would just get stuck, and then right after, a wolf would come and try to eat me. And some of them were pretty successful at this. Whoa, no way! No way! No way! Why do they absorb bullets? I'm stuck here. I couldn't keep trying to navigate the ice with this sled anymore. It literally wasn't working. I was going in circles and I was feeling like a caged animal getting laughed at by all the wolves. I had to get off the lake. So I put all of my effort into finding a path off. That led me to this little area near the mountain. I didn't know what was over here, but it didn't matter. Anywhere off the ice was fine with me. I started blasting at all the wolves here to try to get rid of them, but I realized I was blowing through all of my ammo. So I switched over to my bow to save some. That was a good choice.
That sucks. That's bad. Oh my goodness. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Get off. Get off.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I don't know what to do here. This was getting out of control. I had no choice but to try to run. I grabbed my sled and just left. How do I take on a pack of wolves? If it comes back, I'll get the torch out. Yeah, the torch is probably the way to go. After the sled got stuck again, I started just leaving it behind so I could look around this place. While exploring around, I stumbled into this. There was a radio tower of some sort that had a fuse box that needed repair. I didn't have anything it needed, but I guess it was good to know it was here. For now, I had to keep moving. Eventually, I stumbled into this. Whoa, there's a helicopter right here. Whoa, this is cool. I was able to get inside and search it. Once I had looked through and taken everything I wanted, I grabbed my sled and made my way to try to find some shelter. It got super foggy, which made looking around pretty difficult. But eventually, I see a cave. It was actually an exit to a new region, but I wasn't done here, so I decided to stay. In the meantime, I grabbed this meat off this ravaged deer for dinner, and I was able to rest up. When I got up, my sled was stuck between some rocks in the cave. I have to say, I really like this thing, but oh man, did it make traveling difficult sometimes. I had to do the painful task of unloading it, moving it outside, and then reloading it again. It takes me long enough that the wolves were able to track me down again. I really just can't get a moment of peace around here. Seriously. Leave me alone. I'm busy. Yep. Oh my goodness. Ooh, you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this.
This is ridiculous.
I kept navigating by trying to stay on the edge near these mountains as much as I could. It was way easier than trying to cross the ice, for the most part.
Okay, that's not a steep slope, it's just a branch.
Luckily, I wasn't completely lost because I had done some mapping the first time I had come here.
Back up, back up, back up. You gotta be kidding me.
But I wasn't entirely sure how far I was from Broken Railroad either, since I think I was taking probably the slowest possible route. Still, since I was here, I was discovering lots of new things which made it all worth it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Get back! That's what I thought. I made the same sound as the wolf. Ooh, here's a person. Ooh, another revolver.
Let's hope I never have to use this on anyone.
Let's hope I never have to use this on anyone. Ah! It's way too late for that, buddy. Nice. Alright, that was worth it. I'm glad I came over here.
Eventually, after lots of hiking, I found myself at the old Spence family homestead. I moved in to check it out.
Ooh, it's a forge. Ooh, and a heavy hammer. We can actually do it. Oh, this is cool.
I was so excited to make the cougar claw knife that I had been hauling around this cougar claw with me this entire time. I was so scared to lose it. And now this place had a forge and some coal. I figured, why not stick around a day or two and forge it up finally? First, I continued searching around to see what else was around here. There were a few little destroyed outbuildings and I was able to find some more stuff in them. Look at this, I finally found some more revolver ammo and also a new cleaning kit.
Yes! Yes! Wow, this place is great. Okay, we'll stay here for a minute.
Once I was done looking through everything, I actually spot a bear out in the distance.
That's a bear out there.
It was pretty far and probably wouldn't be an issue, but temptation got the better of me. I knew if I could hunt it, I would have all the food I need while I stayed here. So I moved in to try to get a good shot.
It's running away.
Come back! Come back!
Okay, this is bad. Don't panic. Do not panic. Don't panic! I'm panicking! Oh! Wow, I would not die. Wow, I would not die. This is bad! No! Don't rip my clothes, please. Anything but that. No! My new pants. Oh, jeez. Hi. You're a little close.
Gotta stop that bleeding.
Oh my goodness, I'm dying. My book.
Let me tell you what, these bears were tough, but I was able to stop the bleeding and disinfect everything. If I were smart here, I would probably save my ammo and let it bleed out some. But no, I got really worried that it would get so far away I wouldn't be able to find it again. So I moved back in to try to finish the job.
Am I not close enough, maybe? There we go. See, maybe I was too far. Or maybe I just suck.
I was able to go quarter it up and start hauling it back. This was slow work.
Ooh, there's like a little thing right there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. Oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. Ah! Hey, that was close. Hey, get out of here. That's what I thought. Oh my goodness, that was close.
With the wolves starting to show up now, I had gotten a good portion of the meat back and decided it was enough. I wasn't going to stay here long enough to eat all of this anyways, so I didn't want to risk another attack in my condition. So I moved up to this little top part in the shack, and I hoped it was safe enough here for the night. The next morning was all about foraging. I got the fire lit and I was able to cook some of this bear meat while it got up to temp. Then, I was able to work on my new knife. It didn't take long to make at all.
Oh, man. No Wait, let's look at this thing. Look at this. Crafted from the remains of a deadly predator. A powerful defensive weapon during struggles. This thing looks sweet.
I utilized the rest of the forge's time by making some new arrowheads and spent the rest of the day crafting a few items and repairing these combat pants I had found here. Then, after a great night's rest, I left the homestead. Oh yeah, I was trying to be more mindful of my ammo now, so I was trying a new intimidation tactic when dealing with the wolves. It went something like this.
That's what I thought. What a wimp.
This was good. Seemed like it was working. I'm sure it will stay that way.
Oh my goodness, look. That's where that went down. Yeah, good times. Memories, you know? Good memories. Hey! Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. Oh, you were supposed to run away. Oh. Oh. Okay, my strategy did not work that time.
Bleeding.
My strategy did not work that time. It bit my neck.
Ooh, yeah, okay, so turns out this does not work as good as I thought. This made me so scared of the wolves again.
Hey, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
I was really close to the tunnel to Broken Railroad, so getting back on the tracks, I said goodbye to Forlorn Muskeg. Back in Broken Railroad, I was getting excited to get back to the maintenance yard. I was getting pretty tired of hauling all this gear around. Now, all I had to do was find my way back. There was really only one part of this that I was worried about. I knew I could not climb the landslide with this sled, so I would have to find another way around. It took a while, but eventually I found myself on this random tree bridge, hoping I didn't fall.
Oh, we gotta be careful. Please? No way. Okay, just don't fall. Just don't fall. This is so sketchy. I'm on a freaking tree pulling a sled. Don't fall. Don't fall. Oh, no way we gotta cross. I don't know if this is the right way.
This felt really random, but it was actually the right way across, and I managed to get my sled to the other side.
All right, I think it's a bit further, but we're on the right track. Get it? Track. Okay.
Past this, I made it right back.
Oh, we're here. We're actually here.
It had been a long time since I had been here. Last time, it didn't end too well. But now, with everything I had been through, I was sure I could make it work this time. The first thing I did was unload everything from the sled. Turns out I had a ton of stuff, so I started organizing it all. I started by moving all the wood and coal I had to the forge for easy access. Now if I wanted to forge anything, I would have more than enough fuel to do that. Maple and birch saplings? Look no further. I had plenty. Then I organized all the rest of the stuff onto the table and shelves. By now it was day 90.
Let's see what's going on in the world today.
I went out to see if I could get some food. Last time I had struggled with this. But now with cooking level 5, even hunting the wolves was just as good as anything else. This was a good thing, because this happened next.
Oh, that's a pack of wolves coming. Whoa, that was fast. Okay. Whoa! Did you see that bounce off? I'm never finding that arrow again, am I? Oh. Woo! That's right, be scared. What about you? You? You gonna... Nope, you're going for it. Oh! It's fine with me. You too? Come on. Come on. I can use the meat. I can use the meat. I'll take all 3 of you. Come on. Terrifying, but I can handle it. Come on. See your friend? That's about to be you too. Yeah. Come on. Do something. Here we go. Come on, buddy. Oh, you two. There's 4. Literally 4 wolves. Look, I'm just piling them up. Come on, then. You guys coming back? Thought so. How many more of you can I get? This is my dinner for the next 10 years. Here we go. Come on. Join your friends. I want you to. Oh, you two. And you? And you? I'm just leveling up my archery and getting food. Are you the last one? Come on, I dare you. An entire pack. I haven't even left this spot. There we go. There we go. Just like your friends, you're not too smart. There goes an arrow. Alright, that's an arrow well spent, if you ask me. Okay. Well,
I took the time to quarter and haul back every single one of these. It was so much food. And you know what else? The same thing happened the next day. I woke up to this. I already had so much wolf meat from yesterday, but I figured, hey, the more the merrier. So I hunted all these guys also. It was actually fantastic. I didn't even have to leave my little base here. I just sniped them from the window. This worked really good. Of course, my aim wasn't always perfect.
ooh, how'd I miss? Oh, there it is. Go down, buddy. Go down, buddy. Oh, it's so hurt. Put it out of its misery. Sorry, buddy. Oh, I mean, they're vicious, but you still hate to see that.
With that, I had taken out all the wolves around here. I was able to harvest everything. All said and done, yesterday and today, I had harvested 8 wolves. With cooking level 5, this was like a chef's dream. I was also able to make a fire right in the door, so I didn't even have to leave this little office to cook. It was awesome. I thought this solved all of my food problems, but literally later that night, I saw this.
Affliction scurvy risk, huh? Your diet is too low in vitamin C. That's crazy.
I knew fish and cattails had vitamin C, but all of this wolf meat, not at all. Right as I thought my food problems were taken care of, I was hit with something new. Of course. The good news, I guess, is I wasn't gonna starve anytime soon, that was for sure. I might lose all my teeth, or whatever else scurvy does to you, but there's worse things.
Seriously, bro?
Fishing was a good way to get vitamin C, right? So I tried to do some more of that. You know, you would think after taking out 2 entire packs of wolves, they would leave me alone. But no, they didn't at all.
Go away, buddy. I'm busy. Hey, 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 hey. Hurry. Hey, hey, hey! Fight back! Fight back! Not cool. Not cool.
Whatever though, I tried my best to ignore them and did some fishing.
There we go. Yes, vitamin C. Oh. 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 You see, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Oh yeah, another bear here thinks he can interrupt my fishing. I don't think so. Now, I know I almost died doing this last time, but you know what? I wanted redemption. After what I had learned from the wolves, I had an evil idea for this bear. I figured if I could carefully lure it up, maybe I could use the office as shelter and hunt it the same way I hunted those wolves. So, I got to work on this. I will admit, something about seeing this bear slowly approach through the fog like this was deeply unsettling. But I still didn't want to pass up the opportunity to hunt it. So I gave my strategy a try.
Oh, that was a good shot. Don't run away. Don't run away. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, we're out of arrows. This is a tough bear. Guess my shots haven't been great. There we go. Okay, let's go get my arrows back.
Okay, I didn't quite get it done with the bow alone, but I also didn't get my face bitten off this time. So that felt like redemption to me. Also, it was in a great spot here. Moving all the meat inside was a breeze. Now, not only did I have a ton of wolf meat, add bear to that list as well. With the bear off the pond, I planned to do some more fishing. But the next day, before I could make it back to the ice, I noticed something I wanted way more.
No way! It's literally the moose! Oh my goodness, we have a chance to do something awesome here. Hunt a bear, and then a moose!
I didn't want to mess this up. I had a tendency when hunting to rush in and scare everything away. I didn't allow myself to do that this time. I wanted this so badly. I actually waited here for 10 full minutes, letting it do its own thing and slowly make its way over to me. I was waiting for the perfect shot.
Oh. No, this is good. This is good. As soon as it goes in between that clearing. A little bit further, buddy. A little bit further. Just a little bit. Right there. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
One shot. My patience actually paid off. I moved in and I lit a fire this time to keep the wolves back. I was not going to let them give me problems when I had a whole moose to quarter up.
Get out of here. I'm not doing this today. Oh, man.
When I was finally done quartering this up, I was determined not to waste any of it. There was so much meat here. I knew it was going to take a lot of trips back and forth, but I didn't care. The issue I had now was I thought I needed to do this as quickly as possible. I was scared it was going to attract lots of unwanted visitors and they would start stealing it, which led me to my other issue, which was actually pretty ironic. Gathering all this food was making me really hungry. You would think that wouldn't have been an issue. I have all the food in the world. I was a master cook. But you have to remember that even though I took out a moose with one shot like a boss, I was still a lazy idiot and I didn't want to do any cooking. I just wanted to gather the moose. I got away with it at first also. I had some granola bars I was able to eat to hold myself over, and that gave me a few more trips. But soon I was all out of those, and it wasn't long before I needed more food. Still convinced if I hurried, I could get all the meat back tonight, I started looking through my unorganized mess of meat, fat, and hides. I was trying to see if I had anything in there that was cooked. And because all this wolf meat was labeled raw, when I stumbled on this piece of bear meat that didn't have the raw label on it, I thought that meant it was fine to eat, which I fully admit in hindsight feels really stupid because looking at this, it definitely looks raw. But in the moment, I didn't think so, I guess, so I chose to eat it.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. It didn't say it was raw. I thought that meant I could eat it.
What's worse, I was in a hurry to sleep this off, so I forgot to take any medicine, and when I woke up, I was half dead.
Ooh. I am actually dying. What? Risk of intestinal parasites, 75%.
Seriously, what is up with these bears here and almost killing me from the grave? It was like a freaking curse. After seeing this, I do decide to slow down a little bit and actually put my master cooking skills to use. And I was able to make plenty of food. Then, I was able to go back and pick up the rest of the moose meat with just a couple more trips. Which, by the way, even though I had slept, was still perfectly fine over there. So me rushing and inflicting all of this pain on myself was completely pointless. But that's just how I do things, I guess. Maybe one day I'll learn my lesson. For now, I guess I needed to suffer a little bit more, because as I was gathering firewood, I once again got parasites. Nice. Maybe one day I'll be able to stay in this region without getting these. That would be cool. Anyways, for the next little while, I spent some time harvesting all the meat and organizing it. Look at all of this food I had. Then I even moved inside the shed to give it one last pass over. I had collected so many hides, so I made sure I laid them all out to cure, and then I made sure everything was put away. I have to say, I thought this was looking pretty awesome. I could have stayed here for a really long time, but by now it was day 97, and there was one more thing I really wanted to do before day 100. In order to do it though, I needed to get back to the farmstead.
Back to Mountain Town. Seriously? Oh! Alright, well, good start. Good start.
The trip back was becoming very familiar at this point. It was pretty cold, but nothing I was too worried about. I pushed on, hoping to get to the cave at the top of Forlorn Muskeg before the day ended. I was planning to sleep and rest in there, but before I could do that, I noticed this.
It's another moose!
I had to hunt this also. I can't see another moose like this and just ignore it. So after getting just enough rest to be able to focus on the hunt, I got back out there and took this guy on.
I'm a little shaky. Come on. Come on, lift your head. Lift your head. Oh!
This moose took quite a few shots, and it didn't go down without a fight.
What is it doing? Oh, that's not good. There we go. Oh, you still didn't go down. Okay.
But I stayed patient just like I did before, and just before dark, I was finally able to get it down.
Oh, that's so scary. There we go. Whew. That's so scary to let it do that.
I'm able to harvest this thing, and now I had 2 moose hides. Nice. These last couple days were turning out to be crazy. I moved a lot of the meat into this cave. I'm not really sure if this is the best place for it, but I didn't want any animals being able to get it, so I figured this was a good spot for that. I knew if I ever came back and needed some food, it would be right here. The next day, I made it back to Mountain Town. The lake, like always, was crawling with wolves, but it doesn't take long before I'm able to make it back to the climbing ropes, which, of course, zaps all of my energy, and then, just like that, the farmhouse was in sight. I had a nice greeting waiting for me.
Oh! Oh, no! 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 You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Good to know they missed me.
Oh, that scared me to death.
It hurts.
Then, I'm finally able to make it back the rest of the way and get inside the familiar house.
Look at that. That's what I'm here for.
I had left this hide behind all those days ago, but I never forgot about it. Before day 100, I wanted to make a cougar hood. First, however, I got some much needed rest, and then I focused on curing my scurvy risk. Some peaches and tea did the trick, and I was good as new. With that out of the way, I spent the rest of my time before day 100 crafting my hood. I had to hurry, but I made it just in time.
Look at this. That's so great. Look how cool we look.
I started this eating wolf fat almost dead in a cave, and now, here I was with a custom cougar hood. I had taken everything this world had thrown at me, and I was still here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still actively dying of parasites as we speak, but that doesn't matter. Here I was on my final day, staring up dramatically into the sky, having survived 100 days.